Life is a journey with many ups and downs, difficulties and victories. The struggle between our inner strengths and weaknesses never ends. Although everyone wants to lead a resilient and purposeful life, there are certain habits that frequently prevent us from realizing our full potential. We will examine 7 habits that weaken you on this life-changing journey and teach you how to overcome them with Stoic principles. Early in the 3rd century BC, Zeno of Citium developed the ancient Greek philosophy of Stoicism. It provides us with ageless guidance that can help us deal with the challenges of contemporary life. Stoicism teaches us to be resilient and graceful in the face of life's inevitable challenges, to cultivate virtues like courage, wisdom, and self-discipline, and to concentrate on the things we can control. Remember that self-awareness is the first step to transformation as we examine these 7 habits. We can start the process of replacing them with Stoic principles that will enable us to live a life of strength, purpose, and inner peace by first recognizing and acknowledging these habits within ourselves. The first habit is to put things off. Epictetus advised the secret: surround yourself with positive people who inspire and bring out your best. For many of us, procrastination is a habit that involves delaying obligations and tasks. It erodes our willpower, impedes our advancement, and eventually costs us valuable time that could be used for meaningful pursuits and personal development. The idea of carpe diem, or seizing the day, has historically been used as a remedy for procrastination. Stoicism's main emphasis is on making the most of the present moment. Procrastination, on the other hand, is caused by discomfort with the task at hand or worry about the future. If we want to break this habit, we must adopt a Stoic mindset and constantly remind ourselves that this is the only time we truly have control over. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus counseled us to let go of things outside of our control and concentrate on what is. Focusing on the possible results or challenges of a task rather than just starting it can lead to procrastination. We can escape the bonds of procrastination by embracing the Stoic philosophy of emphasizing the process over the result. Set modest, achievable goals at first and make a consistent effort to achieve them. Accept the discomfort and uncertainty of the here and now, because it is in these times of difficulty that we mature and gain the fortitude to take on more difficult endeavors. Recall that time is a limited resource and that every day you waste is time that you will never get back. Second habit: talking badly to yourself, the inner enemy. According to Marcus Aurelius, our lives are the products of our thoughts. The language we use for ourselves has a significant effect on our sense of confidence, self-worth, and general well-being. Negative self-talk is a bad habit that weakens us by undermining our self-belief, preventing us from reaching our full potential. Stoicism empowers us to take charge of our thoughts and swap out negativity for reason and compassion for ourselves. One of the most well-known Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, Marcus Aurelius, highlighted the significance of keeping an eye on our inner dialogue. He held that our thoughts influence how we perceive the outside world, so we should make an effort to have a constructive and sensible outlook. Start by objectively observing your thoughts in order to counteract negative self-talk. When self-doubt or self-criticism starts to creep in, recognize it and rationally confront these ideas. Consider whether these ideas are based on facts or on insecurity and fear. By treating ourselves with the same compassion and understanding that we would extend to a friend going through a comparable circumstance, Stoicism encourages us to cultivate self-compassion. Consider how you can grow and learn from your mistakes, rather than criticizing yourself for perceived inadequacies or errors in judgment. By substituting negative self-talk with the Stoic concepts of reason and self-compassion, you will develop an inner fortitude and toughness that will enable you to confront life's obstacles with poise and assurance. Third habit, the approval trap and the search for external validation. Seek out the things that never happen rather than the things that do. It is a habit that frequently exposes us to the thoughts and assessments of others. Because it puts our sense of value in the hands of other people, it erodes our sense of self and happiness. Stoicism teaches us to look within for our own validation and to prioritize our own behavior and character over other people's perceptions of us. Epictetus, a renowned scholar on self-control, highlighted the significance of differentiating between the things that are under our control and the things that are not. Things beyond our control include seeking approval. Though we can't control others' opinions of us, we can control our own actions and morality. Recognize the pointlessness of seeking validation from outside sources in order to avoid the approval trap. Recognize that you cannot change others' opinions no matter how hard you try. Rather, devote your efforts to developing virtues like kindness, wisdom, and integrity. Instead of trying to win people over with our actions, Stoicism encourages us to live by our principles and values. You will have an inner sense of validation when you follow your own moral compass, which is far more significant and long-lasting than compliments from others. The fourth habit is the helpless habit of whining. If anything outside is upsetting you, it's not the object causing the pain. Rather, it's your perception of it, which you can change at any time. The habit of complaining weakens us by drawing our attention to the negative aspects of life, encouraging a victim mentality and extending a cycle of helplessness. No matter what the situation, Stoicism teaches us to adjust our viewpoint and accept accountability for our actions and attitudes. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we are ultimately in charge of how we perceive the world around us. Stress is caused by how we interpret events, not by the events themselves. Blaming the outside world for problems only serves to strengthen a sense of helplessness and unhappiness. To overcome the whining habit, practice perspective shifting and gratitude. Instead of complaining, focus on what you have and what is working. Examine the bigger picture and remember that obstacles and failures present opportunities for development and education. Accepting life's inherent unpredictability and cultivating emotional resilience in the face of hardship are two things that Stoicism promotes. Complaining will no longer control you when you change your viewpoint and accept accountability for your actions. This will enable you to confront life's obstacles with a feeling of empowerment. The fifth habit involves overindulging in materialism and seeking out meaningless pleasures. To truly enjoy the present moment without worrying about the future is to be happy. We often feel empty and unfulfilled as a result of our habit of pursuing wealth and material possessions non-stop. It undermines our sense of fulfillment and diverts our attention from life's more profound and significant facets. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate inner virtues rather than worldly possessions and to find happiness in the here and now. Renowned Stoic philosopher Seneca highlighted the significance of differentiating between needs and wants. The insatiable desire for more and the false notion that material belongings will provide long-term happiness are the root causes of excessive materialism. The practice of Stoicism pushes us to reassess our desires and prioritize those that are consistent with our well-being and values. To break excessive materialism, learn to be content with what you have. Understand that pursuing material goods can frequently result in a vicious cycle of craving and unhappiness. Rather, concentrate on developing virtues like kindness, bravery, and wisdom, because these are the real sources of fulfillment. In addition, Stoicism promotes mindfulness and appreciation, helping us to enjoy the small things in life and be content in the here and now. You will experience a deep sense of inner peace and contentment when you separate your happiness from material belongings and external status symbols. The comfort zone trap, or avoiding challenges, is the sixth habit. Accept that you will be perceived as foolish and stupid if you wish to get better. Staying in your comfort zone and avoiding challenges is a habit that stunts your growth and potential. It keeps you from growing bravery, resilience, and the capacity to adjust to novel circumstances. Adversity and discomfort can be welcomed as chances for development and self-improvement, as Stoicism teaches. Epictetus thought that facing obstacles and going beyond our comfort zones were frequently the first steps toward personal development and self-mastery. Avoiding challenges prevents us from living life to the fullest and limits our potential. Stoicism inspires us to take risks and face the unknown head-on with bravery and resolve. First, determine which aspects of your life, career, relationships, or personal interests you tend to avoid taking on new challenges in order to escape the comfort zone trap. Admit when you've been cautious and commit to taking calculated risks. The importance of upholding virtue in the face of difficulty is emphasized by Stoicism. When difficulties arise, concentrate on developing qualities like forbearance, patience, and resilience. Take the risk of being unfamiliar and trust your ability to grow. Habit 7 is to dwell on the past in a regret-chained manner. The events outside of your mind do not control you. When you accept this, you'll find strength. It's a harmful habit to live in the past and regret past mistakes and transgressions. It keeps you from moving on and finding contentment in the here and now. Feelings of stagnation, guilt, and shame may result. Stoicism teaches us to accept the past as it is and concentrate on the present and future, which are within our control. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that although we cannot change the past, we do control our minds and thoughts. Reminiscing about past transgressions merely serves to maintain the pattern of regret and guilt. Stoicism encourages us to embrace our past experiences as opportunities for growth and learning, as well as to practice self-forgiveness. Recognizing and owning up to your past mistakes is the first step towards breaking the habit of thinking back on them. Recognize that making mistakes is a normal part of being human and does not diminish your potential or value. By engaging in self-compassion and forgiveness, treat yourself with the same kindness that you would extend to a friend. Additionally, Stoicism pushes us to live in the present and make significant progress toward our dreams and ambitions for the future. You'll discover a fresh sense of purpose and the fortitude to build a better future when you turn your attention from the past to the here and now. We have looked at the profound wisdom of Stoicism and how its principles can help us break these habits in our journey through the 7 habits that make you weak. Developing a Stoic mindset can help you overcome habits like procrastination, negative self-talk, looking for outside approval, complaining, excessive materialism, avoiding challenges, and dwelling on the past. Stoicism teaches us to develop virtues, keep our attention on what we can control, and face life's obstacles head-on with bravery and resiliency. It encourages us to let go of our desire for material possessions and external approval in order to find happiness in the here and now. It gives us the freedom to leave our comfort zones behind and draw lessons from the past without feeling bound by regret. Remember that change takes time and effort as you work to turn your weakness into strength. Practice Stoic principles consistently in your daily life and have patience with yourself. You can break free from the hold of these habits and lead a purposeful, resilient, and peaceful life if you put in the necessary effort and persistence. Accept Stoicism's lessons, take the day, and use it to change your life.